Hello, and welcome to the Sleepy Starlight channel. I am so glad you're here tonight. Perhaps your day was long, filled with thoughts and endless noise. Or maybe you're simply looking for a calm place where science and wonder meet silence and serenity. Here, every story is told slowly, gently, and with a dreamy touch so you can relax, unwind, and drift into peace. Together, we will explore mysteries both near and far, from the stars above to the secrets of Earth, from the depths of the oceans to the echoes of ancient history. You do not need to do anything, just rest. Let your breathing soften, let your thoughts grow quiet, and allow your mind to open to the gentle rhythm of discovery. Now, let us begin our journey. Let us begin with the mystery of sleep itself, the doorway through which all dreams pass. Each night, when the body grows heavy and the mind begins to drift, we enter a rhythm as old as life itself. Sleep is not simply the absence of waking. It is an active, intricate process, a carefully orchestrated symphony within the brain. Behind closed eyes, billions of neurons shift into patterns that differ from the waking day, guiding us gently into landscapes of memory, imagination, and story. The human brain is never truly silent. Even in the deepest stages of sleep, it hums with quiet activity, repairing, organizing, and weaving together the fragments of our experience. This nightly retreat is not wasted time, but a vital act of survival. Without it, our bodies falter, our minds unravel, and our very sense of reality begins to blur. Sleep is as necessary as air and water, and within it, dreams bloom like secret flowers. Scientists divide sleep into stages, each with its own signature. The first stage is light, a drowsy threshold where thoughts wander and dissolve. Muscles loosen, breathing steadies, and consciousness hovers between here and elsewhere. In this liminal place, fleeting images may appear, not quite dreams, but flashes of color, sound, or motion that seem to arrive unbidden. Then comes deeper sleep, stages where the brain's waves slow and grow larger, like tides settling after a storm. The body repairs itself here, tissues heal, the immune system strengthens, memories are sorted. If awakened in these stages, one might feel disoriented, as though pulled suddenly from another world. But woven through these cycles is something stranger. REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, where the eyes dart beneath closed lids as though watching unseen scenes. Here the brain grows active again, nearly as alert as in waking life. And here, most vividly, we dream. This stage returns every 90 minutes or so, repeating throughout the night, each cycle carrying us deeper into the landscapes of imagination. What is a dream? At its simplest, it is a construction of the mind, fragments of memory, emotion, and thought woven together into stories. Yet its nature feels far more profound. In dreams, time can stretch or collapse, places can shift and merge, people can appear and vanish. Logic gives way to symbolism, and ordinary events take on extraordinary weight. Dreams feel real while they last, their images bright, their emotions powerful. Only on waking do they begin to fade, slipping away like water cupped in the hands. Across cultures and centuries, dreams have been regarded as windows into the soul, messages from gods, glimpses of the future, or echoes of hidden desires. For the modern scientist, they are also keys to understanding the brain. They reveal how memory works, how emotions are processed, how creativity springs from unexpected connections. Dreams are at once deeply personal and universally human. Consider this: every person on Earth dreams, whether they remember or not. Infants spend much of their sleep in REM, as though their growing brains require more time in that imaginative state. Adults dream for about 2 hours each night, though often the stories are forgotten on waking. Some dreams are vivid and strange, others ordinary and fleeting. Some recur across years, returning like familiar visitors. Some seem so real that waking feels like a rupture, a sudden tearing away from another life. The brain structures that create dreams are varied. The limbic system, deep within, stirs emotions into vivid forms. The visual cortex paints images from memory. The prefrontal cortex, quieter during REM sleep, allows logic to loosen, letting impossible things feel natural. The result is a theater in which memory, feeling, and imagination act together, unscripted yet endlessly inventive. And though dreams can be surreal, they often carry fragments of waking life. Scientists call this the day residue effect, the tendency of our daily experiences to appear in altered form during dreams. A conversation, a place visited, a fleeting worry, all may find their way into the dreamscape, reshaped into symbols and stories. In this way, dreams are both mirrors and masks, reflecting life while disguising it. Sometimes dreams feel like rehearsals. We encounter fears in symbolic form, face dangers, or solve problems. Psychologists suggest that this may be one of their functions, to allow the mind to practice responses in a safe, simulated world. Other times, dreams are creative explosions, combining distant ideas into something new. Artists, scientists, and inventors have credited dreams with inspiration, from melodies to mathematical insights. The brain, unbound by waking rules, makes connections that waking thought would never attempt. Yet not all dreams are pleasant. Nightmares remind us of the darker side of sleep. They stir fear, sadness, and anxiety, sometimes reflecting trauma, sometimes arising from nothing at all. But even nightmares have meaning. They may help the mind process strong emotions, confront fears, and integrate difficult memories. In their shadows lies a form of healing, even if the dreamer awakens unsettled. The universality of dreaming is perhaps its greatest mystery. No matter where or when humans have lived, they have dreamed. Cave paintings, ancient myths, and sacred texts all speak of dreams. They are woven into religion, philosophy, and culture. They have been seen as messages, warnings, prophecies, and revelations. The human brain, it seems, cannot exist without them. To sleep is to enter a world as vast and intricate as the waking one. Each night, our minds spin stories that no other creature will ever see in the same way. They are uniquely ours, yet shared in their strangeness. They remind us that consciousness itself is not fixed, but fluid, shifting with the rhythms of the brain. And so, in beginning our exploration of dreams, we stand at the threshold of an inner universe, one as infinite in mystery as the stars above. Here, in the quiet of the brain's nocturnal symphony, lie endless stories of memory, imagination, fear, and hope. The science of dreams does not rob them of wonder, it deepens it, showing us that within the brain's patterns lies a wellspring of creativity and meaning. This is the beginning of our journey into the world of dreams, a journey that will take us through the hidden workings of the sleeping mind, the myths that surround it, the science that seeks to understand it, and the possibilities that lie in the spaces between. To understand dreams, we must first understand the architecture of sleep itself. Sleep is not a single state, but a cycle, a journey the brain repeats again and again throughout the night. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes, and within it, the brain passes through different stages, each with its own purpose and signature. These stages are the canvas upon which dreams are painted. The The cycle begins with stage 1, the lightest phase of sleep. Here, the body is just beginning to let go of wakefulness. Muscles relax, eyelids grow heavy, and the rhythm of breathing slows. In this threshold state, one may experience sudden twitches or a sensation of falling, brief jolts as the body adjusts to letting go. Thoughts drift into fragmented images, flashes of color, or half-formed scenes. These are not yet full dreams, but the first stirrings of the imagination as the waking mind yields to the sleeping one. Stage 2 follows, a deeper state where awareness of the outside world fades. Brain activity slows, but within it appear brief bursts of rapid signals known as sleep spindles. These spindles are thought to play a role in memory consolidation, the process by which experiences from the day are recorded more firmly into long-term storage. It is as though the brain is weaving new threads into the fabric of memory, stitching the day's events into patterns that will last. Dreams can occur here, though they are often fleeting and less vivid. Then comes stage 3, often called slow-wave sleep. Brainwaves now move in large, slow rhythms, deep and steady. This is the most restorative stage, when the body repairs itself and energy is replenished. Growth hormone is released, tissues are mended, and the immune system strengthens. Dreams in this stage tend to be less structured, more like fragments of images or sensations. If awakened here, one may feel heavy, as though pulled suddenly from the depths of an ocean. But woven through the night, returning every 90 minutes, is a stage unlike the others. REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. Here, the eyes dart beneath closed lids, though the body remains still, muscles temporarily paralyzed to prevent the dreamer from acting out the visions of the mind. The brain, however, becomes nearly as active as when awake. It is in REM that dreams grow vivid, elaborate, and emotional. The stories we remember most, clearly upon waking, usually come from this stage. Why does the brain move through these stages instead of resting in one? Scientists believe that each has a distinct function. Light sleep eases the transition from waking to rest. Deep sleep restores the body. REM sleep nourishes the mind, integrating memory, processing emotions, and sparking creativity. Together, they form a balanced rhythm, a cycle that sustains both body and brain. As the night progresses, the proportions shift. Early cycles contain longer periods of deep, slow-wave sleep, repairing the body. Later cycles are richer in REM, where dreams dominate. This is why dreams often feel longer and more vivid toward morning. The brain devotes more time to them as the night advances, giving the dreamer an extended stay in the world of imagination. Dreams in different stages also have different qualities. In lighter sleep, dreams are brief, often tied closely to recent thoughts or sensations. In deep sleep, they may be more abstract, like fragments of color or sound. In REM, they become complex narratives filled with characters, places, and emotions. The dreamer may find themselves walking through landscapes both familiar and strange, meeting people alive or long gone, experiencing events impossible in waking life. The paralysis of REM sleep is itself fascinating. Without it, the body would act out dreams, leading to danger. In rare disorders where this paralysis fails, people may move, thrash, or even walk in response to their dreams. This reveals how deeply the brain commits to its dream worlds, treating them as if they were real. The paralysis is a safeguard, a quiet wall between imagination and action. Sleep is not only for the night. Some people experience dreams in shorter intervals, naps that reach REM if long enough. The famous inventor Nikola Tesla reportedly took brief naps in which he experienced vivid dream-like visions. Artists and scientists have long used naps to tap into creative insight, slipping into REM just long enough to bring back fragments of inspiration. Even short dips into dreaming can open doors to creativity and problem-solving. Across the lifespan, sleep cycles shift. Infants spend half of their sleep in REM, their growing brains requiring more time in this imaginative state. Adults spend about a quarter of the night in REM. The elderly often experience lighter sleep with less deep, slow-wave rest. Yet in all stages of life, the cycles continue, each night carrying the mind through its quiet choreography. In these rhythms lies the foundation of dreaming. Without the structure of stages, without the alternation of deep rest and REM activity, the brain would lose the balance that allows dreams to form and flourish. Each stage contributes to the whole, just as each note contributes to a symphony. And so, when we dream, we are not drifting in chaos, but moving through carefully tuned cycles. The brain, in its silence, follows patterns as precise as the orbits of planets. Within those patterns, imagination takes root, and from them rise the dream worlds that color our nights. As we continue this journey, we will step more deeply into those dream worlds themselves, the symbols, the emotions, the strange logic that makes dreams feel so real. We will ask, what do they mean, and why do they take the shapes they do? Хочешь, я подготовлю для тебя сразу Part 3 про содержание снов, символы, эмоции и странную логику, которая делает их похожими на настоящую жизнь? Вы сказали, да ChatGPT сказал, Excellent, here's Part 3 of 1000 facts about dreams and the human brain. Fall asleep to science. Part 3. When we sleep into dreaming, the mind opens a stage where almost anything can happen. In this theater, the rules of waking life are loosened. Time stretches or collapses. People appear without explanation. Landscapes shift in an instant. And yet, within this strangeness, there is a remarkable sense of reality. Dreams may be filled with impossible events, but while we are inside them, they feel entirely true. The content of dreams is often a mirror, though not a perfect one. Fragments of daily life reappear, a face glimpsed in passing, a sound, a place, a thought that lingered. Scientists call this the day residue, the pieces of waking experience that find their way into dreams. But they do not appear unchanged. The brain rearranges them, weaving them into stories that may have little to do with the original event. A conversation with a colleague becomes a journey on a distant mountain. A worry about tomorrow transforms into a chase through unfamiliar streets. In this way, dreams are both reflections and inventions. Symbols often dominate the dreamscape. A house may appear filled with endless rooms. A road may stretch into the distance. Water may rise or fall, calm or stormy. These images are not random. They draw from the deep well of human experience. Psychologists like Carl Jung believe that some symbols are archetypal, shared across cultures, representing universal patterns of thought and feeling. Whether or not this is entirely true, it is striking how often similar motifs appear in dreams around the world. Emotions are the fuel of dreams. While logic weakens in REM sleep, the limbic system, the brain's center of feeling, becomes highly active. This is why dreams are often saturated with emotion, even when the events themselves make a little sense. Fear, joy, sadness, longing, these are intensified, sometimes beyond what waking life allows. A small slight from the day may become, in a dream, a storm of betrayal. A passing smile may bloom into a story of love. Dreams exaggerate, expand, and explore the emotions we carry, giving them form and voice. One of the most common dream themes is flight. Across cultures, people report soaring through skies, weightless and free. Some glide gently, others rocket upward, exhilarated or afraid. This motif may reflect the brain's experience of freedom from physical limits, or it may symbolize aspiration and release. Whatever its origin, it is among the most joyful of dream experiences, remembered vividly long after waking. Another common theme is being chased. In such dreams, the pursuer may be vague, faceless, or monstrous. The details matter less than the emotion, the quickened pace, the tension, the fear of being caught. Psychologists suggest that these dreams may mirror anxieties in waking life, giving them dramatic form. The mind transforms abstract worries into a concrete story: run, hide, survive. Falling is another universal dream image. The sensation may come suddenly, often startling the dreamer awake. Some link it to the body's muscle twitches during early sleep, others to feelings of insecurity or lack of control. Whatever the cause, the experience of plummeting, helpless, and weightless is powerful enough to cross cultures and centuries. Dreams can also create impossible blends of people and places. One may find themselves speaking to a friend who looks entirely different, or walking through a childhood home that has become a vast cathedral. The brain's visual cortex pulls fragments from memory and stitches them together, unconcerned with consistency. To the dreamer, these transformations feel natural, accepted without question, until waking shatters the illusion. Some dreams carry such strong emotions that they linger for hours or days. A dream of loss may leave a shadow of grief. A dream of joy may brighten waking life with unexplained happiness. These residual feelings show how closely dreams are tied to our emotional systems. They are not only stories, but experiences that the brain treats as real. The question of meaning has fascinated humanity for millennia. Ancient Egyptians believed dreams were messages from the gods, requiring interpretation. In Mesopotamia, clay tablets recorded dream visions as prophecies. In Greece, Aristotle suggested that dreams revealed the state of the body, offering clues to health. In the modern era, Sigmund Freud argued that dreams express unconscious desires, while Jung emphasized their symbolic and collective dimensions. Today, science sees dreams more as processes of memory and emotion, yet the question of meaning remains open, inviting both analysis and wonder. Not all dreams are ordinary. Some are lucid, where the dreamer becomes aware of dreaming. In these moments, control becomes possible. One may choose to fly, to explore, to shape the story at will. Lucid dreaming has been practiced for centuries, particularly in Tibetan Buddhism, where it is seen as a form of meditation. Modern research confirms its reality, showing that skilled dreamers can signal their awareness with eye movements while asleep. Lucid dreams reveal that within the dream world, consciousness itself can awaken. Recurring dreams are another mystery. They return again and again, often with similar themes: being unprepared for an exam, losing one's way, being unable to speak. Such dreams may point to unresolved emotions, repeating until they are acknowledged, or they may simply be patterns the brain revisits, paths well trodden in the forest of memory. Their persistence gives them weight, as though the mind is insisting on something not yet understood. Even nightmares, though frightening, serve a role. They may help the brain process trauma, replaying difficult memories in altered form until they lose their sting. They may rehearse responses to danger, preparing the dreamer for threats real or imagined. Though unsettling, they remind us that dreams are not only for pleasure, but for survival, shaping the emotional landscape as surely as waking experience does. In all their forms, dreams are both familiar and strange. They reflect our lives, yet transform them into something more. They reveal the brain's power to create, to feel, to imagine beyond the limits of reality. They connect us to our past, our culture, and to one another. For though each dream is unique, the patterns that appear are shared across humanity. As we move deeper into this exploration, we will look at the science of dreaming more closely, the experiments that reveal how the brain constructs these nightly stories, and the methods researchers use to study a world that exists only in sleep. The mystery of dreams has always invited not only poetry and myth, but also science. For centuries, dreams were thought to be beyond study, fleeting experiences that vanished with waking. But in the 20th century, researchers began to peer into sleep itself, using tools to measure brain activity and uncover what happens in the dreaming mind. One of the most important discoveries was the identification of rapid eye movement sleep, or REM. In 1953, scientists Eugene Oserinsky and Nathaniel Kleitman observed that sleeping subjects often showed bursts of eye movement under closed lids. When awakened during these periods, people reported vivid dreams. This connection between REM and dreaming became a cornerstone of sleep research, transforming the study of dreams from speculation into science. Electroencephalography, or EEG, provided another key. By placing electrodes on the scalp, researchers could record the brain's electrical rhythms. They found that different stages of sleep produced different patterns of waves. Deep sleep showed slow, high-amplitude waves, while REM sleep resembled the fast, active patterns of waking. This paradox, a brain at rest and yet highly active, revealed the complexity of the dreaming state. Researchers began to map the brain regions involved. The limbic system, which governs emotion, is highly active during REM, explaining why dreams are often rich in feeling. The visual cortex lights up, painting images from memory. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for logic and self-control, is quieter, which may explain why dream stories often defy reason but still feel natural. This mix, heightened emotion, vivid imagery, reduced logic, forms the essence of dreaming. One challenge in studying dreams is that they cannot be observed directly. Scientists must rely on the reports of dreamers. To capture dreams as they happen, researchers wake participants during REM sleep and ask them to describe what they were experiencing. Though imperfect, this method has revealed common themes, emotions, and structures across thousands of dreams. Modern technology has pushed further. Brain imaging tools like fMRI allow scientists to see which areas of the brain are active during dreaming. In some experiments, researchers have even begun to reconstruct simple dream images by matching patterns of brain activity to known visual responses. Though still in early stages, these studies suggest that one day dreams might be partially decoded, glimpsed directly rather than only remembered. Another line of research focuses on lucid dreams, where dreamers become aware of dreaming. Scientists use prearranged signals, such as specific eye movements, to confirm lucidity within REM sleep. This allows a rare window into a dream where the dreamer can communicate in real time with the waking world. Studies of lucid dreaming reveal the brain's ability to generate self-awareness even in altered states, offering insights into consciousness itself. Experiments have also shown how external stimuli can enter dreams. A sound, a touch, or even a faint light introduced during sleep may be woven into the dream narrative. A gentle spray of water might become rain in the dream, or a faint tone may appear as music. These findings suggest that the dream world, though self-contained, remains connected to the senses, able to blend fragments of reality with imagination. Why do we dream at all? This remains one of science's deepest questions. Some theories suggest dreams help consolidate memory, integrating experiences into long-term storage. Others propose that dreams regulate emotions, replaying difficult events in safe conditions. Still others see them as a byproduct of the brain's nightly housekeeping, a side effect of neural activity with no specific purpose. The truth may include elements of all these theories, for dreams are multifaceted, serving memory, emotion, creativity, and perhaps functions we do not yet understand. Research also reveals that not all species dream in the same way. Many mammals experience REM sleep, their eyes twitching and paws moving as though they chase prey or flee danger. Birds, too, enter REM. Even reptiles may show simpler forms of sleep cycles. This suggests that dreaming, or something like it, is ancient, a feature of the brain that evolved hundreds of millions of years ago. The study of dreams is not only about science, but also about wonder. Even as researchers measure waves and track eye movements, the essence of dreaming remains elusive. No machine can capture the full richness of a dream, the personal meaning it holds, the way it lingers in the heart. Science can illuminate the mechanics, but the mystery endures, and perhaps that is the beauty of dreams. They stand at the crossroads of biology and imagination, where neurons fire and yet stories are born. They remind us that the brain is not only an organ of survival, but an engine of meaning, endlessly weaving narratives from the threads of memory and feeling. As we continue this exploration, we will look at how different cultures through history have understood dreams as prophecies, as divine messages, as reflections of the soul. The science of dreams tells us how they arise, but the human story of dreams tells us why they matter. Since the earliest days of humanity, dreams have been treated as more than illusions of the night. They were messages, signs, and revelations. Civilizations across the world wove their beliefs, fears, and hopes into the fabric of dreams. In ancient Mesopotamia, the earliest written records of dreams appear on clay tablets. There, dreams were regarded as divine messages. Kings consulted dream interpreters to guide decisions in war or politics. A favorable dream might mean victory. A troubling one could foretell disaster. In ancient Egypt, dreams were thought to be journeys of the soul. Temples were built for dream incubation, where seekers slept in sacred chambers, hoping to receive visions from the gods. Priests acted as interpreters, translating symbols into guidance. To Egyptians, dreams bridged the human and divine, offering glimpses into realms unseen. In Greece, dreams were tied to healing. The god Asclepius was believed to send cures through dreams. Those who sought healing would sleep in his temples, awaiting visions that revealed remedies. Philosophers, too, pondered dreams. Plato considered them reflections of hidden desires, while Aristotle saw them as echoes of bodily processes. Farther east in China, dreams were thought to connect to the flow of life energy, qi. Some texts describe dreams as journeys of the spirit, wandering while the body rested. Others saw them as warnings of imbalance in health. Dreams were woven into medicine, philosophy, and poetry, reflecting a worldview where inner and outer realities were deeply linked. Among indigenous peoples of the Americas, dreams held central importance. Many tribes viewed them as messages from ancestors or spirits. The Iroquois believed that unfulfilled dreams could cause illness, and so communities shared and interpreted dreams collectively. The Ojibwe developed the dream catcher, meant to filter nightmares and allow good dreams to flow through. In the Islamic tradition, dreams are divided into 3 kinds: true visions from God, misleading dreams from the self, and disturbing dreams from outside forces. True dreams were honored as meaningful, sometimes even prophetic. In the Quran, Joseph is described as an interpreter of dreams, his gift seen as a sign of divine favor. In the Middle Ages of Europe, Christian thought often saw dreams as temptations or distractions, yet saints and mystics sometimes received visions considered holy. By the Renaissance, interest grew in interpreting symbols, blending ancient and new approaches. What unites all these cultures is the sense that dreams are more than private illusions. They are portals, connections, mirrors, and warnings. Each civilization shaped its view according to its beliefs, but everywhere dreams carried weight. They guided choices, explained mysteries, and gave people a sense of connection to forces greater than themselves. As we leave myth and culture behind, we turn next to creativity, how dreams have inspired art, science, and invention throughout history. Dreams are not only mirrors of life, but sparks of creation. In their fluid, unpredictable logic, they make connections that waking thought resists. Many of history's greatest works of art, science, and literature trace their roots to dreams. The chemist Friedrich August Kekulé famously dreamed of a snake biting its own tail. This vision led him to conceive the ring structure of benzene, a discovery that transformed organic chemistry. The dream's imagery became a scientific breakthrough. Mary Shelley, at only 18 years old, dreamed of a scientist who reanimated a corpse. That dream became the seed of Frankenstein, one of the most influential novels in literature. The strange power of her vision gave form to a story that has echoed for centuries. The inventor Elias Howe, struggling with the design of the sewing machine, dreamed of warriors carrying spears with holes near their tips. This detail solved his problem, placing the needle's eye at the point rather than the end. His dream changed the course of technology. Artists, too, have drawn inspiration from dreams. The surrealists of the 20th century, Salvador Dalí, Max Ernst, René Magritte, sought to capture dream logic on canvas. Their paintings, with melting clocks and impossible landscapes, mirror the fluidity of the dream world. Poets have long treated dreams as muses, their verses filled with nocturnal visions. Dreams also nurture creativity in everyday life. Studies show that REM sleep enhances problem-solving and insight. When the brain is free from strict logic, it allows distant ideas to connect. This is why sleeping on a problem often helps. The dream state clears pathways, unblocks thought, and brings fresh solutions. Some even train themselves to use dreams deliberately. Lucid dreamers practice shaping their visions, exploring landscapes of imagination, rehearsing skills, or creating art. In such moments, the boundary between creativity and dreaming vanishes. Dreams remind us that the mind is not only rational, but imaginative. They show that innovation often comes not from reason alone, but from the strange, fluid spaces between waking and sleep. Next, we will turn to the darker side of dreams, nightmares, recurring visions, and the ways the brain processes fear. Not all dreams are gentle. Some disturb, frighten, or unsettle. These are nightmares, the shadow side of sleep. Though unpleasant, they reveal important truths about the brain, emotion, and healing. Nightmares often arise from stress, anxiety, or trauma. They may replay difficult events or exaggerate fears into monstrous forms. The limbic system, active during REM sleep, intensifies emotion, and when fear dominates, the result is terror-filled visions. Recurring nightmares are common after trauma. Survivors of war, disaster, or violence may relive experiences in dreams, sometimes for years. While painful, these dreams may also serve a purpose, helping the brain process overwhelming memories, revisiting them until they lose some of their sting. Therapies for trauma often include techniques to address nightmares, guiding patients to reshape or reframe their dream narratives. Children often experience nightmares more frequently than adults. Their developing minds are still learning to manage fear, and dreams provide a rehearsal ground. Monsters under the bed, endless chases, falling from heights. These may be the brain's way of exploring danger in a safe space. There is also a condition called night terror, distinct from nightmares. In night terrors, a sleeper may cry out, thrash, or appear terrified, but remain deeply asleep, often with no memory afterward. These episodes, more common in children, reflect the complexity of the sleeping brain, where consciousness and unconsciousness sometimes overlap. Even ordinary nightmares may carry meaning. They reflect anxieties, conflicts, or unresolved emotions. They are mirrors of struggle, but also opportunities to understand what weighs on the heart, to dream of falling, of being unprepared, of losing something precious. These are symbolic echoes of waking fears. Nightmares remind us that dreams are not only for comfort, but for survival. They sharpen awareness, rehearse responses, and force us to confront what we might avoid by day. They are difficult, but they are part of the same process that sustains creativity and memory. Next, we will explore dreams across the human lifespan, how they change from childhood to old age, and what they reveal about growth and decline. Dreams are not static. They evolve as we do, reflecting the shifting rhythms of the brain across the span of life. In infancy, dreams dominate. Newborns spend up to half their sleep in REM, compared to a quarter in adults. Their brains, growing rapidly, seem to require more time in imaginative states. What do infants dream of? No one knows for certain, but it may be sensations, colors, and fragments of the new world they are discovering. In childhood, dreams become more structured. Children often dream of animals, fantastical creatures, or adventures. Their nightmares are frequent, fueled by imagination and fear of the unknown. Dreaming may help them practice responses to danger, preparing them for challenges of waking life. Adolescence brings dreams rich with emotion. Themes of identity, relationships, and conflict dominate. The intensity of teenage feelings is mirrored in vivid dreamscapes, sometimes turbulent, sometimes exhilarating. Adulthood brings balance. Dreams remain, but their themes shift toward daily concerns, work, family, responsibilities. Stress and anxiety may appear, but creativity and problem-solving remain strong. Adults often report recurring dreams tied to unfinished tasks, reflecting the weight of obligations. In old age, dreams change again. REM sleep decreases, and dreams may become shorter or less vivid. Yet they often carry themes of reflection, memories of the past, visits from loved ones, journeys to familiar places. For some, dreams of the departed bring comfort, a sense of connection that outlasts loss. Across all ages, dreams mirror the mind's needs: growth, practice, processing, reflection. They are companions through every stage, shifting as we shift, but always present. Next, we will step beyond the individual to the collective, exploring shared dreams, cultural motifs, and the possibility of dreams as bridges between people. Though dreams are personal, they often reveal patterns shared across humanity. Themes of flight, falling, being chased, or standing unprepared for a test appear in cultures worldwide. These motifs may reflect universal aspects of human experience: the desire for freedom, the fear of loss, the anxiety of failure. Psychologist Carl Jung proposed the idea of a collective unconscious, a realm of archetypes shared across humanity. In this view, dreams are not only personal but collective, tapping into patterns older than any individual. Whether or not this theory is fully correct, it highlights how similar dreams appear across different cultures and eras. Sometimes, people report shared dreams with loved ones, similar images or themes appearing on the same night. While science cannot yet explain such coincidences, they remind us of the deep connections between people, both emotional and psychological. Communities have also practiced collective dream interpretation. In indigenous traditions, dreams are shared around the fire, interpreted together, and treated as guidance for the group. In this sense, dreams are not solitary, but communal, shaping collective life. The possibility of shared dreaming continues to inspire art, literature, and research. Whether symbolic or literal, dreams reveal that we are never entirely alone in the landscapes of the mind. Next, we will conclude our journey with the ultimate question: what do dreams reveal about consciousness itself, and what is their place in the human story? At the end of our exploration, we return to the central mystery. What do dreams tell us about the human mind? Dreams reveal that consciousness is not fixed, but fluid. By day, we live in a world of logic, order, and reason. By night, we enter a world where logic loosens, where emotion and imagery dominate. Both states are real, both are part of the same brain, yet they feel entirely different. This fluidity shows that consciousness is not a simple on-off switch, but a spectrum. Wakefulness, dreaming, lucid awareness, all are states of being, revealing different aspects of the mind. Dreams, in this sense, are windows into the flexibility of consciousness itself. They also remind us of the depth of the unconscious. Beneath the surface of awareness lies a vast reservoir of memory, feeling, and imagination. Dreams draw from this reservoir, weaving its fragments into stories. They show us that much of who we are lies outside waking control, hidden in the folds of the mind. And yet, dreams are not separate from life. They influence creativity, emotion, and healing. They inspire art, guide choices, and connect us to one another. They are private, yet universal, fleeting, yet unforgettable. In the end, dreams may not have a single purpose. They may serve many: to process memory, regulate emotion, spark creativity, and explore consciousness. Or they may simply be the brain's way of being alive, always active, always weaving. To dream is to be human. It is to live not only in the world of daylight, but also in the hidden landscapes of night. Dreams remind us that within each of us lies an endless theater, a place where stories unfold, mysteries deepen, and the mind reveals its boundless power. And as long as we dream, we carry within us a reminder that reality is larger than we see, that the brain is more mysterious than we know, and that even in sleep, we are explorers of infinite worlds.